Freedom of speech is in great danger in the UK. If you're also concerned about this, I want you to take this video and upload it onto your own channel. Don't worry, I have this video in the Creative Commons, you won't get copyright claims. I don't even mind if you link the original video or not, because it isn't about me. It's about the principles of standing up for your inalienable rights. If the Conservative Party gets their way, then the internet's freedom of speech will be drastically limited in the UK. This is not a drill. After watching Prime Minister's questions, I came to a dark realisation of what is going on. This is what was said in the House of Commons on Wednesday.
Mr. Speaker, the harmful aspects of the internet are now causing a series of social policy emergencies, particularly amongst young people. While parents across the country will welcome the engagement of the Home Secretary with the industry on these issues, could the Prime Minister tell us when we can expect legislation with real teeth that recognises that our children only have one chance at childhood?
Prime Minister.
Well, I say my honourable friend, I know, has taken a particular interest in this issue and ensuring that we are giving the support and security and safety for young people on the internet that, as he says, is so necessary. We are considering a range of options on this issue. Later this month, last month, we published our internet safety strategy. We're consulting on a number of measures like a social media code of practice, social media levy and transparency reporting. But we do need to take action to protect internet users, especially young people, and that includes considering a sanctions regime to ensure compliance, as we indeed said in our party manifesto.
Now let me tell you why this should scare you. If you remember, during the 2017 general election, the Conservative Party published their party manifesto, dedicating a part of it to this exact issue. In it, they justified the censorship of the internet to prevent people from viewing terrorist material. Now, Conservative MPs are pushing Theresa May and Home Secretary Amber Rudd into passing legislation which does just this. A month ago, Amber Rudd said those who watch terrorist material for any reason could face up to 15 years in jail. Here's why this should scare you. There's no definition here for what qualifies as terrorist material. I'm warning you, this is a slippery slope right into Big Brother's paradise. Amber Rudd continues. I want to make sure those who view despicable terrorist content online, including jihadi websites, far-right propaganda, and bomb-making instructions, face the full force of the law. Well, thanks for that. Now we know what terrorist material is. But now you've revealed yourself for who you are. The original purpose behind legislation like this was to prevent jihadi terrorist groups from having influence. But of course, they never stop there. To a government intent on pushing their own propaganda, a tool like this can be used for much more than good. According to Rudd, far-right propaganda, whatever that constitutes, is counted as terrorist content. We are never told what counts as far-right propaganda. When legislation is this vague, everyone should fear the worst. Maybe because I'm a little too libertarian for their tastes, that falls under far-right propaganda. Maybe anyone who supports UKIP will be thrown under this label. Maybe the Conservative government will add far-left propaganda to this and crack down on anyone to the left of Jeremy Corbyn. Whoever you are, and whatever political ideology you support, you should fear for the worst. But they don't stop there. The Conservative Party is pushing to criminalise encryption and VPNs under the stale excuse of, if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear. Which is like saying freedom of speech doesn't matter because you have nothing to say. Don't fall into their deceptions about VPNs and encryption. Using these services does not make you a terrorist. Before becoming Prime Minister, Home Secretary Theresa May signed the Investigatory Powers Act in 2016. In short, this act essentially gives the government power to force UK-based communication services to disable encryption on their customers. This woman is the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom now, and her Home Secretary Amber Rudd is pushing for more legislation like this. The Conservative Party are now looking to repeal the Human Rights Act, and if they are able to do so, they will replace this with the British Bill of Rights, which will not include protections which interfere with the Conservative goal of turning Britain into a modern-day police state. This is what George Orwell warned us about. The UK government created a situation where they could justify the application of legislation which crushes the individual. They will point at Islamic terrorism and tell you how horrible it is, and therefore to protect the children, we need to strictly regulate the free speech world of the internet.
Could the Prime Minister tell us when we can expect legislation with real teeth that recognises that our children only have one chance at childhood?
I can't believe how fascistic this is starting to sound. We will not allow you to say what you want because your free speech is harming children. Because it's just that easy, isn't it? If you address children in your argument, then it is always valid. I can't believe the slimy, manipulative depths that the Conservative government is going. They will play to your emotions and trick you into supporting your own censorship. This is absolutely insidious behaviour. We laugh at North Korea for their absurd levels of censorship. But when it happens at home, we have silence. The British people should not stand for this.